Hey everybody, and welcome to this amazing group. I'm just so excited that you're here. My name is Jessie Elouab, and I'm a coach with Team Moxie, and I wanted to talk to you a little bit about my why and why I got involved in Beachbody, why I became a Beachbody coach. So I have quite a crazy history, and so I'm going to dabble a little bit into that, but I'm going to start actually with my history with Beachbody. So actually a little over 3.5 years ago, right when Laura signed up, Laura is a member of was a member of a church that I went to in Clearwater, Florida, and that's how we met. And a couple of the girls in the church all kind of got involved in Beachbody. And I was just like, I'm going to do what everybody else is doing. So I signed up as a coach. And I started Insanity. And shortly into my second month of Insanity, it got too hard, and I quit. And I wasn't able to do anything with my business. Honestly, I didn't even understand my business. My coach was brand new herself, and it just didn't work. So I quit. I literally quit like 6 weeks into being a Beachbody coach. And that was that. I moved on with my life. And here I am 3 years later. And something just kind of snapped, and something really changed. And I think a few things happened since then. I married, and I have a new baby, and it's really made me evaluate a lot of things. I also have 2 older children from previous marriage, and they don't live local to me. They live in other states. And I've always struggled with a few things. One, being able to travel and see them, and 2, when they were here, I had jobs. So like even when they were here visiting me, I would have to get a babysitter, put them in daycare. It was just always like this struggle to be with my children, even during the opportunities that I had my children. So it was very overwhelming, and it was very stressful to spend quality time with my children. And actually yesterday was my son's 8th birthday, and 8 years of his life, I've only been able to attend one of his birthdays, and it hurts my heart, it breaks my heart. And so I needed something. I desperately needed something to just change my life and change my circumstances. I want to be able to drive 7 hours to my son for his birthday every year for the rest of his life until he's 18 or whatever, and then I'll go wherever he is. But to have that freedom to be able to be a part of my children's life, not even on the day-to-day, just when the opportunity arises itself. So, and I also have a stepdaughter in Arlington, Virginia, so we are literally span across 4 states, my husband and our children. So it's very stressful. So that was a huge reason why. Another huge reason was I lost my mom when I was 18 to domestic violence. In a very tragic incident that's just stuff movies are made of, I guess. And it shook me, and it sent me really down into like a downward spiral of life. I was already in a downward spiral of life. I was a teen mom. I was a high school dropout. I got a DUI when I was 18. Guys, I'm like that person. I was always a nice person, but I was just kind of screwed up. I did not have my stuff together. And I struggled with sexual immorality. I struggled with wanting people to love me, and I really struggled with alcohol and drugs and personal abuse, just all these different things. And I would always just try to find something to fill that void, right? And I've always had an on and off relationship with God, but I just needed to correct my life, and I needed to correct myself, and I've done a lot of self-evaluating, but I just never committed to myself or to my faith or even to my family. And so my mom passed away. Shortly thereafter, I really got a calling on my life to start a nonprofit, and I started the developing stages of that, and I got involved in school, and I started college 6 years ago. So what is it now? When I was 22. And actually I'm graduating next week, so that is huge. I'm graduating college. I went from a teen mom high school dropout to a college graduate. And man, this whole week has been such an evaluation of life and purpose and self, not just with graduation, but with the 10-year anniversary of my mom's passing and the desire to start that foundation. And this foundation is going to work with kids on communication and learning levels of abuse. And man, it's something that's really called in my life. And I have to tell you something. After 6 years of college, I feel no closer to creating that foundation than I did from day one. But after just 6 months with Beachbody, the realization that someday I could really make this happen and I could really impact lives and I could really change lives, it's just becoming more clear and more fluid to me every single day in this journey. So that's like my long-term why and my short-term whys. And then of course I have some personal ones as well, and that's just, I'm very much a hippie and a free spirit, if you will. I'm not really much of a materialistic type person. I would have a $700 beat-up van that I love, that we're in the process of remodeling a house, and we're remodeling this house so that we can sell it and get an RV and travel. And that's something that was huge for myself and my husband. My husband is very much a free spirit like I am. And Beachbody is allowing that type of lifestyle to work, where we don't have to be confined to one state or one city or one town. We have an income that comes in and allows us to go wherever we want to go. Where there's Wi-Fi, we can work. And so that's a whole lot of information in just such a period of time, but that's who I am, and that's my story, and that's where I come from, and I know where I'm going, and I know that Beachbody is a part of that, and it is such a major blessing for myself and my family, and I am just honored to be a part of this experience. I really am. And so thank you for being a part of this, and thank you for listening to me and my story and why I'm a Beachbody coach. And I look forward to hearing about some of your whys. I don't know exactly how Laura has this group set up yet, but I'm praying and hoping that you guys can post your whys below, because I want to know about you and where you come from and where you want to go, and I want to hear your story. So, pleasure to meet you all, and I'm here if you ever have any questions. Have a great night.